Hey everybody, Jeffrey Powers here from Geekazine. Think Magazine, put in a geek, and you've got me, and of course, Geekazine.com, youtube.com/Geekazine. You can find me all right there in the multiples and go from there. So we got very, very, very important information that has been happening the last couple days that pretty much affects Geekazine. And Geekazine, it's technically my business. It's what I do. This is how I work forward, creating content for you in the tech space. And I try to partner with people that are there to help me, so we can help each other. So we both win. We don't want to lose. And something's happening in this space that is really starting to frustrate me a little bit and starting to upset me, because I know that it could be such a great partnership. And you might have heard it, and we're going to get to it in a second. But first of all, I want to show you this quote right here. It hits right to the heart. It's by Steve Maraboli. It's from Apologetically Yours, Reflection on Life and the Human Experience. He says, "It's time to care. It's time to take responsibility. It's time to lead. It's time for a change. It's time to be true to our greatest self. It's time to stop blaming others." And I think that's what's happening here with this situation. And if you follow the YouTube space, you've probably heard this. PewDiePie, which is the biggest YouTube channel ever that does all, I don't really watch it myself, but I'm culturally aware of it. I know what they do, but the drama started basically over some anti-Semitic joke that got out of hand. And then next thing you know, PewDiePie's show got pulled from YouTube Red. And then Maker Studios, which is a company that's called an MCN, or multi-channel network, which basically takes over the advertising, the promotion of channels like PewDiePie and Geekazine, for that matter, and allows for them to, get their own sponsors, get their own, bring in advertising. So that's a partnership, YouTube and Maker Studios, win-win. So they work back and forth so they can bring the best talent up here. And so this whole problem with PewDiePie brought it where YouTube said, okay, we've got to take down your channel, or you got to take down your show on YouTube Red. And Makers basically said, well, we're Disney, we got to part ways. Now this is no different than any other mistake that anybody's ever made, and I'm calling it a mistake because that's what it was. It was a joke that, if it would have been on like an NBC or something like that, there would have been a lawyer that would have been running up the stairs and say, hey, just can't do that. You just can't do that. But PewDiePie is an individual person that made a mistake, and of course he pays for it. And like I said, it happens all the time. I mean, a couple of years ago, the one marketer that was going to South Africa and said something really bad. She got fired from her job. The people that post standing on top of the lettuce at Taco Bell, they got fired. Things like that. You hear these stupid things. Well, we call them stupid, but in the heat of the moment, it's just like, oh yeah, this might be a good idea. And it's not. So basically, PewDiePie got involved in that, and they're gonna fall on their feet, right back on their feet, and they're gonna continue on. It's gonna blow over, and things are gonna be happy and joyous again. But the problem is, it is hitting Geekazine basically in the heart, because I'm also a part of the same multi-channel network. Now, here's what this is the news article that came out on the Hollywood Reporter. Maker Studios braces for more layoffs as Disney plans to shrink the creators network. Now, where we come in with the blame, they are basically saying, because PewDiePie did what they did and we had to get rid of him, we decided, we're going to do a lot. They're kind of blaming PewDiePie for their failure in Maker Max and Maker Studios. Now, Maker Studios, a little bit of history. Maker Studios had a different name to it. It was bought out by Disney, became Maker Studios. I was also part of another group a couple years ago called Blip.tv They closed down because Maker Studios bought them, and it all rolled into one. So I continued on because I thought it was going to be great. And I'll tell you something, I actually had a lot of advantages, a lot of stuff that they brought in, Maker Studios brought in for me to use. Like, for instance, they partner, once again, these partnerships, they're very important, with Epidemic Sound. So a lot of the music that I play on, like this one right here, this is one of my favorite ones, the Beer Chasers. You can hear that in the background maybe, but basically it's stuff like that that allows me to create better content. And so their partnership, our partnership, it all worked. Plus, there were these offers for me to do specific videos. Sometimes they would fall on Geekazine's channel. Sometimes they wouldn't fall on Geekazine's channel. And I didn't have any problem with that. If they fell into my regular tech reviews and stuff like that, it was all well and good. I'm not going to, if L'Oreal came to me and said, hey, do some makeup on Geekazine, I would have to ask the question, how does it relate to my tech audience? Simple as that. So I gotten these offers, and they paid me for doing some of this. And of course, I disclosed that all there, that these are offers that I created. And of course, I do that multiple times a year. I'm a video creator. I create video on Geekazine. I actually create video for other people, so they can put it on their channels. So you don't see half of the content I create during the year, and that's fine because that's how I get paid. Not only with the YouTube channel, but also with all the business I get from what I'm doing on the YouTube channel. So that's part of my business model. Now, here's the problem, and that is Maker Studios basically said, okay, now we've decided that we're going to shrink the network. We're going to go from all these thousands of creators down to 300 creators. And that's well and good. Sometimes when you have a problem, you don't want to close the business. And they're having problems. They just fired and hired a CEO. They just reduced their staff again. And you want to do all that. And that's important because you want to keep the main business going. They're basically saying thousands of creators down to 300. Now, these thousands of creators are basically anybody that wanted to sign up for it and sign a contract. And when I signed my contract, it wasn't, oh yeah, I'll do that and sign. No, I took a lot of time thinking, and I went through different multi-channel networks because I wanted a multi-channel network for two main reasons. One, a legal aspect. If there's any problems with my videos and YouTube takes it down, I have some legal help to bring those videos back up, bring the monetization in there if there's any dispute of how it's being monetized and stuff like that. So I want a backing, a group of people that'll help me with that. Two, I want them to bring me content to help me grow my channel. And my channel has grown. It's grown great. I'm almost at 10,000 subscribers. So here I am. I sent an email to the person that actually signed me up for MakerMax, and I was expecting it to get bounced. I was expecting for this person to be laid off and then never hear from it again. But I just never got a response. And this is not a good way to do business. Simple as that. Our partnership right now, our partnership is like this, because I'm going, hey, you've done some great stuff for me. I want to continue to do some great stuff for you and work this partnership again. But now you're sitting there and you gotta step back sometimes and you gotta say, okay, here's what's happening. But here's the big problem. Back in July, when they first announced that they had all these layoffs and the new CEO come in, they still didn't tell us what was going on. A year ago, the offers just stopped and nobody knew why. And everybody got on the forum saying, "What's going on with the offers? This isn't working. What's going on?" People started saying, "Well, start reading the writing on the wall." And of course, we're starting to read that. Now, I'm in month 18, I think of it, of a 2-year contract, and I basically in the article it's saying they're probably not going to renew my contract. Any of the lower end, you got to be on the upper echelon of YouTube creators to be renewed. And, I'm probably not part of that upper 300. I don't know if I am. Maybe somebody's sitting there going, well, maybe Geekazine, yeah, they're doing a good job. Let's keep them. And I hope that's the case because I really want to partner with a good network. Right now, it's not a good network. It's not talking to me. They're not saying anything. People are sitting in the forums. I even sent emails to the person, like I said, that set it up for. I basically said, hey, look, these people are saying this in the forums. What, is there any response? And I got no answer. I get basically runarounds. So when this last email came out, I basically have to put my stance on this multi-channel network, the Maker Studios, and figure out what's going on. Hopefully we'll get a response at this point, because there are thousands of creators like myself that are doing one thing and one thing only, trying to build a business. We cannot build a business if we're stuck in a contract that is not going to bring any return for us at this point in time. Because I know you can do it. You did it before, and I'm grateful for it. I got, it basically paid for itself. So, taking out a little, their percentage, it's like, it's 60-40 for a YouTube partner. And then out of the 60% that I get from the videos, they take an additional 30%. Now, if you think about it, in the grand scheme of things, everything that I've been paid and what they're taking out now, we're basically pretty much at a wash. So, but with no new offers in 2016, nothing's come through. So that wash is kind of starting to go the wrong direction, away from me, and it's starting to hurt my business. So here's the penultimate thing here is that I need Maker Studios to make a decision. I basically sent them an email. I said, hey, look, if I'm not going to be part of the 300 creators, get me out of my contract now, please, so I can build my business and you can build your business, because it doesn't make sense to hold on to my contract. Yeah, you'll get a few dollars, extra dollars in the end, but now you have to deal with me. And I'll tell you something. If I don't start hearing from Maker Studios, yeah, it's not, more than just this video is going to come out. And I'm not talking about any type of harassment or anything like that. I'm just basically going to use the social media channels like they're meant to be used. And I'm going to find out I'm going to say, hey, what the frick, chick? And go from there. You can change the words if you want to. But the whole point is this. This is what's going on right now. Disney, Maker Studios, make a decision and tell me where I can go with this. And don't make me feel like I made a bad decision in the contract, because I don't feel I made a bad decision. You guys have backed me on my videos. At the time, we had some great offers. I got some, we had some great business together. At the time, I saw some value. I still see some value here, and I know once you get to that 300 mark, you'll probably bring back some value. But right now, it's not working for me, and if you're just gonna get rid of me, then do it now. And thousands of creators that are starting out thinking that this was the best way to go, and they didn't even get an offer in 2016. And they're probably going, well, what the frick, chick? I can't do that. I need to build my business. This is where it's all boiling down to this. Stay or go. Make the right business decision. If you're going to keep 300, tell people what the 300 are, and then let everybody go. And let us build our businesses and move on from there. But right now, we're in this middle piece, and it's really super frustrating. And when you're trying to build a business, when you're trying to build a channel, that's on my channel, like I said, almost hitting 10,000. It's going to be within the next week or two, we'll hit 10,000 subscribers. I want to be able to move my channel forwards, and that's all I'm asking. If you say, hey, yeah, you're part of the 300, that's great. Let's build a new relationship. Let's get this done. If you say, hey, let's go, hey, that's great. No ill will. You guys did a great job for me so far. I'm not here. Don't blame anybody. Don't blame the PewDiePie. Don't blame anything else other than the fact that maybe there was some, I don't know, maybe some different decisions. I don't know. I don't know what happened behind the scenes. I know there's certain things that I was basically saying, well, if I was CEO, I would do this, I would do this, I would do this. And if you want to come to me and say, hey, what should we do? The first thing is their offers. Like I said, in 2016, no offers were offered to our community. Why? You have Disney backing you, and these don't have to be big offers. They could be cup of coffee offers, which basically mean, hey, we're just throwing you little bones here, so you understand that we're in a transition phase, and we want to continue to work with you. And then you work with us, and poof, hey, then you get your little cups of coffee. Then the big offers start coming back in. But you stop everything altogether, nobody's going to continue. Everybody's going to complain. Make them stop complaining. Simple as that. That would be one of the things. Sorry, my eye from the Bell's palsy still. I'm shedding a tear on this whole thing because it's very dear to my heart. And I've gone a little bit over, and this is a rant, and I do apologize on this because this is totally unscripted besides the little bits and pieces. But the whole point is that I need to support myself. I'm hoping on Maker to do the right thing and either send everybody. Don't tell us through the Hollywood Reporter. Send us an email. We're partners with you, and we hear from this from another channel. Send us something. Say, hey, okay, you're not part of the 300. We'll move on. That's great. No ill will. You say, you're staying with the 300. That's great. Let's work together. It's simple as that. So anyway, that's fine. You can always support me. And of course, you can support me through my Patreon channel at patreon.com/Geekazine. Of course, I've got all the channels you can subscribe to, from Twitter to Facebook to Instagram to YouTube. It's all Geekazine, so just look that up there. My name is Jeffrey Powers. Thanks a lot for watching this rant on this YouTube live channel. Let's see if anybody said anything in the chat there. My chat's not loading up. Interesting. All right. Well, at any rate, there are some people that are on. So thank you guys very much for watching this. I appreciate it much. And let's hope that they will. Maker Studios will make a good decision. Bring it down to 300. Even if you say, hey, let's ditch this contract, but we'll come back later to it once we start to rebuild our little empire here. It's all about business. It's all about partnerships. And when you can't get a partnership working, it's no good to anybody. But holding on to that partnership. If you hold on, if you say we're not going to renew your contract and we're not going to let you out of that contract until your end date, I'm going to go, fine, not going to work with you ever again. Simple as that. But if you say, hey, you're part of the 300, or hey, you're not part of the 300, we're going to release you from the contract, that's great too. Now we can work together and maybe work in the future. I don't see that future working if it's the other way. Simple as that. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching. This was a rant. I do apologize. Normally that's not what I do on my tech channel, but this is near and dear to Geekazine, and there's going to be more content coming out. We still got some more Neon content. We still got some more CES content. We still got some more new reviews coming every single day. I just got a product the other day. I got some stuff that I still have to get to from last year. We need to get some reviews out, so I'll just keep up on Geekazine. YouTube.com/Geekazine. Subscribe there. Hit me to 10,000, and then that'll take me to another level where my channel will start to really grow, and I'd be really happy on that. So thanks a lot for watching. You guys geek out and take care.